Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about my top 5 tips for crypto trading, investing in general, but mainly for crypto trading. And I had asked a poll, and this was one of the top topics that people wanted. And also, this is the right time to make this video. So first of all, let's start with the disclaimer that first of all, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an investment expert. I've been saying this in pretty much most of my videos that I am also a new learner. And none of this is financial advice or investment advice. I'm only sharing my personal experiences for clarity and information for people who have not understood this process and based on my own understanding of the process. When you are making your decisions, do your own research, like I always say, and then make your decision based on your own research. The videos that I'm sharing is because I learned most of these concepts and I'm just sharing whatever I've learned, and obviously these are for learning only at this point. I'm still learning and there's a lot to learn. So what are we going to talk about in terms of the tips, right? Crypto trading tips. So these are not technical tips. These are not like trading signals or chart trading techniques that you will probably find in a lot of YouTube channels. And this is not about a specific crypto or like an exchange, like, we've spoken about Link and Zap and all of those things, how to trade in certain, like in episode 15, for example, I even explained my day trading techniques, my profit taking techniques. And I even shared one of the trading templates that I had used in episode 15, and which, like, how you can use it to consistently make profits. I shared all of those tips. So this is not a video for any of those topics. We're not going to be talking any technical terminology in this video. And this is not a tip in regards to specifically one crypto or specifically about what the crypto is doing. So what is it that you're going to expect? I mean, what else is there as a trading tip or tip in cryptocurrency, right? So these are tips that have helped me to invest safely, and these are tips that I've been following, and I think this is something that has been really useful to me over and above the technical concepts that we've been speaking. Also, this helps me to realize profits and not just leave it as a paper profit. And these are also tips that help me balance my investment profit and risk correctly. It is very, very difficult to balance your investment profit and risk correctly. And these are some of the tips, some of the points that have helped me stay safe in terms of the crypto investment, because crypto investment, we've always said, is very, very volatile. And so it is really necessary to have some balance with regards to your investment and profit and risk. So the number 5 is basically investing psychology. So before the crypto investing, right, like 5 months back, before September, most of you, if somebody had told you that, you invest 10,000 rupees for 1 year and you can get 50% return, where in bank and fixed deposits, you're only getting like 10% or 8% return, right? If somebody had said that you can get 50% return of investment for your 10,000 rupees investment in a year, and you will get 15,000 at the end of the year, you would have been really happy. Most of us would have been. I would have been happy, before beginning of last year in 2019, if somebody had said that that you can get 50%, I would have been happy. But if you have been following from September 2020 my channel, and you've been investing even like a small amount in crypto, will you be really happy? Because, for example, most of my subscribers, they've been giving me feedback, comments and emails that somebody has been really super successful, I would say. Somebody has started with 10,000 rupees, for example. They're now sitting at like nearly 2.5 lakhs, and most of them have done 5 times or 8 times, 10 times their investment, because that's what we've been demonstrating, what is possible in crypto. Especially in episode 18, I shared how most of the cryptos have doubled or tripled over the last 3 to 4 months, and we are in a bull run as well. And also in episode 15, I helped you do day trading, or I explained about day trading, which made all of these gains possible. But ultimately, profits are always profits. All profits are profits. We should stay grounded, and it is so hard to stay grounded once you've started seeing these 100% profits, right? Once you started seeing that you are able to double your money, greed will always creep in, and then we will lose the importance of realizing our paper profits. So if initially at the outset, if you take 10,000 rupees and you make up your mind that I need to see at least 1 lakh profit with this, that is 10 times the profit, that's 1,000% profit that we're talking about, you will never be happy with 50,000 rupees profit, which is 5 times the profit, like 500% profit, and you still will not be happy about it, and you might tend to lose out on taking out profit or realizing some of the profit. The worst thing that will happen in investing is that you will see your paper profits and you will see it drop quickly, and you regret that you could have sold and taken out at least some of our paper profits. And this is the worst part in investing. You could invest, and even if you don't see it go up as much as you want to, that will not give you that much of regret. But once you've seen, like, your portfolio has doubled, tripled, and suddenly it drops, right? That's when you'll feel the regret. There's a phenomenon called as gambler's fallacy. So gambler's fallacy is where you've seen a peak and you expect that after a series of drops, you expect to see that peak. And typically what happens is that because we have this mentality of this phenomenon occurs inside us, even though you realize that you could sell at a profit, you don't, because you've seen a higher peak point than that. For example, if you invest at that dark blue peak point, and you've seen that your profits have reached that green peak point, then even at the stage of yellow, blue, light blue, and the orange, all of those are profits, good profits compared to where you have invested. But you will be reluctant to sell because you really have seen a much higher profit, and despite the need for money, some of us will not sell. And that's where we need to be brave enough that if you really want the money, don't calculate your losses from the peak price point or the peak profit point. Calculate your profit from the investment that you have made. For example, XRP was nearly $3 in 2018. After 3 years, it still hasn't reached the $1 mark. It still hasn't reached that mark. Bitcoin was $20,000 in December 2017. It took 3 years for it to return to that. Obviously, it is now double of that. But still, for 3 years, it had never touched that, never even reached closer to that mark. And only in December 2020, it actually touched back again to $20,000. And now we know that it is climbing. But it was a 3-year wait. So that's very important, that if you not prepare to wait, and you need to be selling at a profit. The point number 4 is diversify. So there's a saying, right? Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. It's the same thing applies for investment. I mean, it's mainly applies for investment actually, because you don't really want to put all your money into one single crypto or one single investment. And the same is true for crypto exchanges as well. Most people operate only with one exchange, and it's probably safe to have more than one crypto investment. Also store it in more than one exchange, so that if that exchange is unavailable for some reason, when there is a big bull run and you want to sell it, you want to make some profits out of it, you can do it using the other crypto exchange. Now, why is it important? Because not all cryptos will have a good day at the same time. And typically in bull run, most cryptos tend to go up at the same time. But there are chances where some of the cryptos will be doing really badly, and some cryptos will be doing a phenomenal bull run despite what the other cryptos are doing. So that's why it is important to diversify your investment. You can take profit from one. Like, for example, one day if one crypto is doing really well and another crypto is doing really badly, or there's a huge dip, you can take some profits from the crypto that is doing good and put it into the crypto that is not doing so well that day, and it will be a good trade-off. And that's what we even talked about in episode 15 to an extent. What I do personally, I choose about 10 investments at one point of time in crypto specifically. And these 10 investments, I kind of tend to split it into top 5 and bottom 5. I explained it in my episode 2, what my top 10 investments are and top 5 are. And then every now and then in my Twitter account, I post whenever I find a new crypto that I think I should invest in. I kind of swap out one of my bottom 5 and then I buy one of these coins. And sometimes what happens is, these coins come into my top 10, for example, top 5 even. For example, Injective coin was $3 when I posted about it in December. Now it is almost $15, and it was $13 in the Sunday, and now it is almost $15, 5 times the investment. And now because of that growth, it has actually swapped into my top 5. So you can keep changing your investment, but at any point of time, try to keep whatever works for you, but don't over diversify. For example, I have the amount of money that I could put it into 10 cryptos. If you're only investing 1,000 rupees, it doesn't make any sense to split it into 10, because then you are basically putting very, very small amounts into all of the cryptos, and even if it does 1,000%, you are really getting no benefit at all, or no major benefit at all. I mean, one of my friends, for example, when we looked at Link, he was bought into it, but he put only 20 pounds into it. Now the Link is, from $4, it's grown to about $26, about 600%. But his amount has grown from only 20 pounds to 120 pounds. Had he put even 100 pounds, right, it would have been sitting at 600 pounds now. So it's basically, the return of investment that you get. So Ideally, try and split it to about at least 4 or 5 investments that you can, but that again depends on the total amount of money that you have. Again, try to keep your cryptos in at least 2 exchanges. I keep it, like I said, at least in 4 or 5 exchanges, but that's because I was also experimenting on which cryptos exchanges are better. Point number 3 is about time, the amount of time that we spend, and time is money in my views, right? So for example, we are willing to spend hours and hours watching entertainment. We watch Big Boss for an hour. We watch, all of these random, reality shows for an hour, and we even go to YouTube, do follow-up videos and watch the follow-up videos for hours and hours. But we are unwilling to read or watch information content if it is more than 30 minutes. And investing in crypto without understanding what that project is, it's a huge risk. Sometimes it will work, like for Doggy, for example, for no technical reason, because of a pump and dump, it was doing phenomenally well. But in most of the circumstances, like Link, Injective, and all of these coins that we spoke about, the reason why it is doing so well is because there is a sound technical reason behind it. There is a necessity behind it, and the team that is working behind it has put a lot of effort into it, and it's a real value product. And only when you understand the technical reasons and understand the value behind the product, that's when you can make meaningful investments, and it will grow over the period of time. And how do you do that? Because you can't read about all of the cryptos within your own time, right? So get your like-minded friends together, your family members or your friends. We discuss about movies, we discuss about so many things. Start allocating some time to discuss about these kind of things as well. So you can do some research on some cryptos. You can ask your friends or your family members to do some research on other cryptos, and you can basically, you can chit chat for a long time, but you can have meaningful conversations, sharing your research and sharing your input. These are money making opportunities. So why not have discussions with your friends and family about it? So one person cannot always do the research. I've even kind of explained it that my elder brother, who's actually more knowledgeable than me, he shared a lot of information with me, which has helped me make some of these videos as well. So obviously without him, I wouldn't have all the information that I've shared in these videos. So I wouldn't be able to do this much of content if I didn't have people who were helping me or giving me inputs as well. And not just for my videos. If you can't watch any video which is longer than 15 minutes, some people say that split it into multiple parts. But if the content is just one single content, it's easier for me to split it into multiple videos. But why can't you just stop it at 10 minutes or 15 minutes, continue the next day, right? Like for example, if I'm reading a book, or if I'm reading a document or a white paper for that matter, I can't read like more than a couple of hours at a time. I probably stop and then continue the next day, or continue after a small break or something like that. So obviously time is of the essence. And point number 2 is, don't feel guilty. And this is not a shortcut. People will try to make you feel guilty about your investment, because conventionally it has been like drummed into us that we've been taught that smarter investments are only gold and property, and we have not been taught about investment by our parents. At least I have been not taught about investments by my parents. My parents didn't have the mentality to invest in anything other than gold or property, right? And even that probably also comes down to the affordability point of view. They didn't think of investments beyond the normal expenses, and investing in shares and everything else was deemed as shortcuts or something that was too risky. First of all, investing in shares helps the businesses grow. It increases the employment. If the business is having like 10 people putting money into the shares and buying those companies' shares, and it helps the company to hire 100 people, and it improves the overall economy as well, right? Same thing applies to blockchain industry. Blockchain now employs thousands and thousands of people. I mean, the jobs in crypto and blockchain have gone up by almost 1500% in the last 2 to 3 years. There are thousands of jobs in blockchain, thousands of jobs in the crypto industry. And when you're buying into the crypto, when you're buying into the blockchain, you are directly and indirectly contributing to the economy, because you're helping these people who are having these jobs. We spoke about smart contracts. We spoke about the price links. We spoke about so many things in the crypto industry and blockchain industry which are helping people really. So right from coding of the smart contracts to the designing of the user interfaces and building the decentralized applications, the DApps that are called, and how they communicate with the blockchain, there's plenty of work to be done, and testing all of these things that are being built. There's a test net before the main net for cryptocurrency. There's so much in this ecosystem that it needs to be developed as the future for us. And the money that you're investing on top of the profits that you make, it helps develop this whole ecosystem in place. And in most developed countries, this crypto is highly regulated. This profits are taxed, and government also gets a good share of the profits that people make from this crypto industry, right? And most of these crypto exchanges are also regulated. They pay taxes to the government. Previously, before the smart contracts came in, before the decentralized finance concept came in, most of these investments were possible for only the rich and people with good connections and deep knowledge and deep pockets. And few years back, they were basically lending the money. They were getting high interest rates. They were doing a lot of investment. The rich were getting richer and poor were getting poorer, right? We've spoken about it even in the previous episode. But now concepts like smart contract, decentralized finance, a common man, if they have 10 rupees, they can become a liquidity provider. So it's enabling the secure technology, and the decentralized apps are enabling the common man to invest much, much easier and safer. And they don't need to have thousands of crores to be able to fund it. It's basically crowdfunding, but crowdfunding with a strong technology behind it. I mean, this is almost analogous to what the internet and email and WhatsApp did to physical letters and telegram. At one point of time, having a telephone in your house, like 30 years back, was considered a privilege, and only very rich people were able to have things like telephones and those kind of communication facilities about 40 years back. If you are not rich enough, you can't even have a telephone, and you have to rely on physical letter and telegrams. And now internet and email and WhatsApp is so common that it has made it more affordable for people. And that's what cryptocurrency is doing. That's what blockchain is doing to all the people. It's making investments affordable and making some of these concepts available to all the people. And we can always argue that, especially for the banning concept, right? We can always argue that, there's a lot of illegal activities that are being supported because of cryptocurrency. But that same argument can be done for email and social media as well, that, every technological improvement will have a small percentage of misuse. I mean, today we cannot say that email and social media is not used for illegal activities, for planning or whatever it is, right? We're not going to ban email and social media. But the same token, we are saying that we're trying to ban cryptocurrency. So a technological improvement, if it is being misused, then it needs to be regulated. It shouldn't be banned. And there's going to be a small percentage of misuse in any technological improvement. So feel confident. Don't feel guilty about sharing your investment, discussing your investment with your friends, with your family, so that they will also get the knowledge. And this is closely related to the next point that I'm going to make. But first of all, stop feeling guilty. That guilt has been built into us, and we need to basically avoid that guilt. Come forward and be happy to do these kind of investments. That kind of ties into the next point. Don't trust others with your money. Do not give your money to somebody else to invest it. It is your money and you can invest it directly. 100% in the internet or wherever you see people who call themselves as brokers or agent or investment advisors, they're practically all of them are scammers and cheats. They are frauds trying to take your money away from you. That's all they are. Nobody is actually having legitimate interest to make money for you. Like, for example, if you go to the bank to invest money for fixed deposit of 5% or whatever, and there's a guy who stands outside the bank and says that I'll take your money, but I'll give you 10% more interest than the bank. You won't give the money to that unknown person and walk away, right? You will walk into the bank, you will deposit into your own account, make sure that you get the receipt for it, and make sure that passbook is updated. So why on crypto and blockchain you're trusting an anonymous person online, including me? I mean, I am an anonymous person online. You don't know me personally, right? So why would you give your money to somebody that you don't know that well? And even if you think you know the person well, why would you give your money to somebody else to invest when you have the easiest option of investing yourself? In our videos, practically we've been explaining how you can open a crypto exchange account, how you can safely buy, how you can safely sell. It's a very, very simple process, right? It's not a quick get-rich scheme that we have in crypto. It's a simple concept where you buy a crypto, it's a commodity, you wait for the price to go up. Once the price goes up, you sell it and you make profit. It's as simple as that. And the reasons why it goes up, we have already explained in all of these videos that we've made. And that's the purpose of this whole video series. And the internet is full of frauds who will offer you that, you give me 1,000 rupees, I'll give you 10,000 rupees in 10 days. And in the name of crypto, they'll say blockchain, Bitcoin, and all of that, Ethereum, or whatever it is, right? But they are basically highly organized gangs who are intelligent, and they are basically using your greed, your ignorance to take the money from you. If they can make 10 times money, why do they even need money from you? They will be millionaires by now, right? Why do they even bother trying to help you? Millionaires don't go and ask for money from people saying that we will do investment for you. Like, if they can make 10 times money, they would have probably been like well settled in life. They wouldn't even try and do some of these things. So ask these questions to yourself. Don't trust closed groups like people in Telegram groups, WhatsApp groups, Instagram groups for investment specifically, right? This is where people get cheated, because this is a closed group where people are easily brainwashed into thinking that, okay, I can put 1,000 rupees in and I can get 10,000 rupees in, and nobody needs to know because it's a closed group. And that's what they try to use. They try to lure you into a closed group where only a small group of people will try to brainwash you and try to sell you something which is not true. So get your information from openly available sources like Twitter or anything that is where, like, I post mostly on Twitter and YouTube, because these are public mediums. If I post something wrong on Twitter, then anybody can basically dispute it and come and say that I posted something wrong. It's an open medium, an open platform where anything that I post can be openly disputed, unlike a Telegram group or a WhatsApp group where I can control what goes into that group, right? So get your information from publicly available sources, validated with publicly available mediums, and don't share your phone number or personal details on YouTube comments or Twitter replies. I've seen a lot of people who share their personal details, and if their comments get published, and you will be the target of these hackers or scammers basically. And like I said, my top 5 trusted exchanges are WazirX, Coinbase, Crypto.com, Bitrue, and Binance. And I've explained over the last 18-19 videos why I trust these crypto exchanges. Not that I don't trust some of the other exchanges. Sometimes I don't really trust some of the exchanges, but there's something wrong about the other exchanges. Personally, I felt that there's something wrong with the other exchanges, or I have not gone and explored outside of this. But when you have an abundance of trusted exchanges with you, then start using that. If somebody has provided a good review of other exchanges, do use them. And don't share your login credentials with anybody. Don't share your seed phrase or your login credentials. Whoever asks it, even if they say that I'm from that particular exchange, I work for the exchange, don't share it with them. And never ever send your crypto or your cryptocurrency to anybody's address, even if they offer 100 times more money, even if you think it is coming from me, because this is something that is very common in the social media, where people's accounts get hacked. Like, for example, in 2020, middle of 2020, even Elon Musk and Obama and most of the famous people's account got hacked for one day. And that day, they all tweeted saying that I'm feeling grateful, send me $1,000 of crypto. I will double your Bitcoin and send it back to you. And they gave an address. This was a scam. Everybody who sent money to that address, they got scammed. And it took almost a day for Twitter to actually get those hacked accounts back to Elon Musk and Obama and everyone. So it was, anytime you see anybody tweeting or anybody saying that, send me your crypto, I'll double it or triple it or give you 10 times more, it's a scam. Don't send your crypto to anybody. And there are some very famous Bitcoin mining scam sites where people have lost lakhs and lakhs of rupees. People working for IT, people working in good jobs, people who are educated enough, they've lost their money. In 24 Crypto Money is a famous fake crypto mining website where they will get your money, they will say that they've invested it, they bought crypto for you, but eventually it will be basically a scenario where they'll say that, okay, you need to pay more tax amount, and they'll ask for an amount that you cannot manage or you cannot give, and even if you do manage to give it, they will never give you the crypto or any money. There's literally no crypto behind it. Most of the time, it's basically a cheating that's done in the name of crypto with all of these things. BitKRX was a fake crypto exchange that was run for a long time before it was eventually busted. Mining Max is again a Ponzi scheme. There's MLM schemes where, they're like Beltex, for example. People take you to a room and they give you samosas and tea and biscuit, and they ask you to buy this crypto where there's actually not even a blockchain behind it. One thing I would ask for this video is that you share the information with your friends and family. You don't need to share the video. Share this information that you've gained from this video, especially about the point number 1. We cannot afford to stay quiet when our friends and relatives are being cheated. And that's one of the fundamental reasons why I've spent so much time and so much energy to make all of these videos in so much detail, so the people know that they have the awareness, they get the awareness that they can directly buy it, they can directly invest their money safely. Whether you lose the money or not, you've decided to invest it yourself, and you have total control over it. You are not being cheated outright by somebody else. So at least share that first point. At least share the point where somebody asks your money in the name of investing in a crypto. Do not give them. So hopefully this video was useful to you. Until next time, thanks. Bye.